Hello, welcome to Wide Left Sports. Today I am joined by Havre High football and basketball player Tanner McDuffie. Danner, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, Mitch. How are you?
I am doing really good, really good. So my first question is kind of always around the same for everybody, but what made you fall in love with sports since you play multiple sports?
Well, I grew up in Shields Valley, which is a little town, about a population of 200, and it's probably 20 miles away from Livingston. And there really wasn't much to do. So sports was always the thing I could do and be outside. And one of my first memories was my dad teaching me how to throw a football. So I've kind of always had sports in my life. So I'm very grateful for it.
That's awesome. So obviously you're in Havre now. So what was that move like for you from, your hometown to Havre, which is a bigger town, obviously, than where you grew up. So what was that move like for you?
Honestly, I think it was the right move for me and my family. The guys here were so welcoming, and I'm just so grateful for the opportunities I've gotten here in Havre. That wouldn't have been the same at like a C school towards being at an A school. But yeah, everyone was super welcoming. I fit right in, so this was a great fit for me.
That's awesome. And so as we talked earlier, you moved in eighth grade, which is kind of a hard time to move into a new town and a new school. But what has it been like to have the community of Havre and those teammates that have played football and basketball together since first and second grade? Just really welcome you in and bring you as part of the guys.
Yeah, they've been together for forever. Like a ton of people aren't moving up to Havre along the road. So it was really great to gel with those guys, and they've been friends forever. And it feels like I've been there forever too, to be honest. And the community in Havre is so great. Like I know we talked about it yesterday, but Blue Pony Stadium and the Blue Pony Corral are always packed, and people come and watch. And something really special about being a Blue Pony, man.
For sure. So let's talk about that a little bit. You've been able to put on that Blue Pony jersey for 4 years, whether it be in football or basketball. What does it mean to you to put on that jersey and wear that Havre pride every Friday or whatever days you guys play basketball games? Because basketball games kind of vary.
Yeah. It's really a lot. It means a lot to me, and Havre has such a legacy. And like with the side of our numbers, a lot of people don't know about that. But on the side of our football helmets, we have a team number, and that's something new with our coach who came in 4 years ago, Jake Eldridge. And we always put a number on the side of our helmet for the team, so it's like individualized, and like that team makes their own legacy. And once that's done, it's on to the next. But it means a lot to me, and I know my teammates, to put on the Blue Pony jersey. There's been so many greats that'll walk this halls, like Mark Mariani was a Pro Bowler. Kellen Dietrich, who's at the Grizz right now, and we have guys littered all over the frontier and NAIA. So it really means a lot to be a Blue Pony.
For sure. And so then, with those guys that have come up through Havre and are doing awesome things, whether it be with the Grizz or, I know Tommy, your teammates going to the Bobcats, the better team in the state. I'm going to say that. um, and then a bunch of kids in the frontier. How cool is that for you, to see your teammates succeed, but then also for you see that you can have that success coming from Havre?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. They'll come back for Christmas break, and it's super cool talking to them, and it's good catching up and how things are going. But like that's again coming up to a bigger school. Like Shields Valley doesn't have a ton of kids going to play college ball. They have a few here and there, but not putting out the same numbers as Havre does. And Havre puts out quite a few guys to go play in the next level, especially recently. So it's great to have like that mentorship and to be able to talk to guys and see what it's really like. And so, I can do this, and I have played with these guys and played the same guys they have. So it is really a confidence booster and a great resource to have.
That's awesome. So talk to me about your offensive line group, because and this is across all teams, no matter what. It seems like the offensive line is just extremely close. So what is it like to have that brotherhood of the offensive line with your guys there in Havre?
Yeah, man, it's something special we have personally. There's 4 seniors. We call ourselves the Fat Four, which is something we came up with. And yeah, three of them got to be able to be in the Shrine game this year. Our center, our left tackle, and Tommy, obviously. And our left tackle, Brandon Healy, he's started about like 35 games for the Blue Ponies, and he's played since day one his freshman year. And then our center, Max Spangler, who's just a classic big hoss and a football genius, was an all-state selection for us this year. And then obviously Tommy's a D1 guy, and it's great to be with those guys, and we're super close, and I've been tight with them ever since I've got here, and that's probably my favorite part is hanging out with those guys. And our O-line coach, we love him to death, Coach Will. Shout out to Coach Will. He's been doing it for I think 11 years now, and he's put out a lot of all conference, a lot of all state, and a lot of collegiate guys. And it's super awesome to have him be the leader of us. And we love hanging out together. And it's been probably my favorite part has been that chemistry with us.
I love that. So let's give a little shout out because you brought out Coach Eldridge and then obviously Coach Will, your offensive line coach. What has it meant to have those guys as mentors? And really, I mean, being coaches at a new school for you, being kind of like a lifeline in a new town for you. What has it been like to have those guys as your
Coach
supporters?
Oh, sorry.
No,
Coach
you're good.
Eldridge is Coach Eldridge is such a knowledgeable guy. I don't know how he's still doing high school. He runs our program like a college program, and that's one advantage we have going into the next level is that he runs it like a college program, and he's not going to short you, and he's gonna push you as hard as you can go and farther than you think you can, and what you think your breaking point is. And he's just such a great coach, and I'm so thankful we have him. And the guys he brought in, our whole staff is super awesome and very qualified guys to coach us, and that's why we're products of Havre High. And I'm really proud of that too. Like going forward as being a Havre High guy, like the guys we talked about earlier. Like I get to be a guy that wears the Havre shirts and like he's from Havre, and like that's a really cool thing to me. But Coach Eldridge and the rest of the staff is so great, and I couldn't be more thankful to have them.
That's so awesome. And I've had Coach Eldridge on my podcast. I know at least once, I think twice actually. And then I got to meet him in person at an event here in Billings, and he is just such a great guy.
Yeah,
So I can only imagine having him as a coach year in and year out. That's awesome.
he's a football genius, man. He'd come over and rip our butts every once in a while. It's like he played DB his whole life, and he knows just as much as Coach Will's talking about too. So he's a football man.
I love that. I love that. So, talking about Havre and just talking about the community there, it is a community that really supports the Blue Ponies and really supports you guys in all aspects of football and just life. So, what does it mean to really have that community, just really support you and just come to you and support you in every way that they can?
It's awesome. It's awesome. There's nothing like it because, in Havre, you're not getting a ton of guys. You're not picking and choosing who you got. The guys who live here are the guys you got, and that's who you got for 4 years. So, and it's really great for the community. And a lot of community members either went to high school here or grew up here or they got ties here. And no one really just comes to Havre. It's too cold, too windy. It's ugly, to be honest. Yeah, but it means a lot. And like the business owners that fund us and the people that buy tickets to come to every game and people just from their being Blue Pony fans, it's super awesome.
That's awesome. Hey, you say it's ugly, but you guys got Mount Otis. That's pretty dang awesome.
Yeah, the Bear Paws, it's an acquired taste. I would definitely say I grew up Shields Valley is mountains all around it, man. So coming up to the plains was a little heartbeat. I have grown to love it. I do love Havre, but it is definitely not for everyone.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And, you did get a little spoiled growing up there in the Livingston area. That is absolutely beautiful country.
Yeah, it's wonderful down there, man. It's wonderful.
For sure. So I guess, as we were kind of wrapping up, well, we're not really wrapping up, but one of the things that we talked about is, and actually you brought it up in our questionnaire thing that I gave you, is you are really, really good friends with Tommy Lewis. And really everybody in Havre knows Tommy. A lot of the state knows Tommy. But what is it like to have him as a really, really good friend and, just be on that line with him and get to have him as a great friend like you have?
Yeah, man. I make fun of him. I say he's a B-tier celebrity in the state of Montana. Everywhere we go, Tommy Lewis. Hey, Tommy. What's up, Tommy? And it's so funny. But he's a best man type of guy. I love him to death. I'm super close with his family. I'm over there like twice a week hanging out, eating dinner. But it's honestly so great. And I'm so excited for what he's going to do at the next level. Like I know he's going to be great. If he wants to, he can go be an NFL guy. And it's amazing having him as a best friend and watching him bulldoze people. It's like, geez, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like we're in a big guy. But yeah, it's been a pleasure hanging out with him and watching him work. So it's been amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So with you being an offensive lineman, you guys are in the trenches and you're having to deal with some of the bigger guys on the defensive line and some linebackers that are just speedy and want to get to the quarterback. So how do you guys kind of scheme for that? And, scheme for different defenses that maybe are a little bit faster, some that are a little bit slower and more methodical? How do you scheme for those different things?
We do a lot. We run a very complex offense, and we've done a lot, which I'm super grateful for, because at the next level, it's going to help us out a lot, and I think we could all handle it. And that was one awesome thing I was super grateful for. But all of our concepts, kind of for anyway run wise, which is kind of all that matters to me, are like they're concepts where like they can fit almost any defense really if you adjust it the right way. So recently we've hung our hats on stretch a lot, which is kind of, you can block it any which way they come. But we do scheme a lot in the pass game, which I just pass pro, man. But we do a lot up front, and I've really been grateful for it, because that's something at the next level. I've already seen this. I've ran this 100 times. We do tons of run concepts, tons of pass concepts, and we're all very knowledgeable guys. I think that's one thing we all have in common up front, is we've all played a lot of football games and started a lot of games and had tons of reps in practice. So it's been really great to have all those reps and see all those looks from all those different fronts. And, defenses today, they're doing a whole bunch of stuff and about all they can. So it's been really awesome to
Right.
see. Yeah, the modern defense, man.
It's crazy some of the stuff that they pull off on defense. I'm like, how are they doing that in high school, one, and then just carrying it over year to year? It's crazy.
Yeah, our defense is like college defense. It's super complex, and I played a little D-line, so I had to learn some of it. But like the back half, it's beyond me. It's beyond me. I don't know that coverage stuff. It's like, yeah, I don't know how you guys do it. I just go where I'm told, and when stuff changes, I do what I'm supposed to.
That's the beauty of being on the D and O line, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, one of the big things with all sports is rivals. Every team has their rival. And so for Havre, who would you say is the biggest rival in football and basketball? But let's go with football first, and then we'll talk about basketball.
Historically, it's always been Lewistown, but as we've kind of became a new program, one big thing is to get over the hump and to beat good teams in big games. And that's what good programs too. Like Coach Eldridge said, to be the best, you got to beat the best. So that's kind of been a big thing for us, is just beating big teams and big games. Historically, it's always been Lewistown, but recently we've played a Laurel in a lot of big games, and we like playing them, and they like playing us, and those always turn out to be good games. The East is, the Central are always competitive.
No, for sure. And I kind of love that Laurel Havre rivalry, like you're calling it, because to me, Havre and Laurel are really similar. So I definitely see them being rivals and, having some battles. And I love that.
Yeah, they're a very good team. They're very well coached. They're very disciplined. They got big guys up front, and yeah, they're a good program. But so are we, man.
Exactly. That's awesome. And then so for basketball, is it Laurel as well, or do you see another team as kind of your guys' biggest rival?
Laurel's kind of off, and the conferences are a little different for basketball, so we don't have to play Laurel in conference games. So I like
That's right. Because you guys do different geographically.
Yeah.
I forget about that with the A.
Personally, I'm a big fan of playing Glendive because they always got big dudes, and that's kind of my strong suit. I like to get in the paint and do all that and body up, and so I really like playing Glendive, and Lewistown's always good too. So
yeah, I remember a couple years ago when they had the Eastern A Divisional here in Billings. I went to the games, and Glendive just had this big, massive guy. I think he was wearing like number 50 or something like that. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
you came right off the offensive line. You were the center or something, and they're just like, we need a big body.
yeah, that's what I do. I think I know what you're talking about, and I've had a few battles and conversations with him, and Levi Aiton's his name. We're actually decent buddies now. I've talked to him a couple times.
Yeah, no, I remember thinking like, yeah, you just came right off the football field and they're playing basketball now, and that's awesome.
Yeah, family girls, big dudes, and they're good at basketball, man.
That's awesome. So as we kind of now wrap this up, what are some of your like pre-game routines that you guys do, and that you have to do to make you feel like you're going to have a good game?
Yeah, me, Tommy, and Max, either the day before we go for an away game or the day of the whole game, we always go to McDonald's, which is the jewel of Havre. So we always hit McDonald's breakfast, and that's probably our one pregame meal or ritual we always have.
All right, so you said McDonald's breakfast. I got to ask, what's your McDonald's breakfast order?
I get 2 hash browns, and then I get a biscuit with the bacon egg biscuit, and then I get the McGriddle, the sausage egg McGriddle. And then,
Ooh, there you go.
yeah, they're good. They're good, man. But yeah, we eat there a lot. We do a lot of McDonald's up in Havre. So
Hey, it's a staple, and I love that.
it, it,
And then you guys have a couple of really, really strong supporters in the in photography. You have Portrait of a Pony, and then I'm gonna forget the other name of the photographer, so you'll have to help me with that. But they are very good at showcasing you guys. What does it mean to have them there to showcase you guys and really give you that professional photography experience for your games?
yeah, Carol does Portrait of the Pony, and I think we were lucky enough to have her for her last year. I think this is her last year, but she's been doing this for as long as I can remember, and I've seen pictures from back like 2011, and she's been doing this for a very
Yeah,
long. And then the other guy, Jason Gear, I believe, but he also does photos for us, and he's on the sidelines, and he's very good. And then we kind of have this year. There's a younger kid, and he's out of Box Elder, and he did good pictures too. But Coach Elder doesn't let a lot of guys on the sidelines, so if you're on the sidelines, you're lucky to be there, and it's awesome to have. Like it's really grateful, or I'm really grateful, and the rest of the guys are really grateful to have them and have pictures and memories and pictures for Instagram and all that fun stuff.
that's awesome. And then for as the last question here, for anybody that has never been to a Havre High football game, what can they experience, and what are you most looking forward to as you become an alumni of the Blue Ponies coming back?
So if you've never been to Blue Pony Stadium, it's kind of unique in the way that we have these tiers you can drive into. So there's like 4 tiers you park into, and you can tailgate and all that. And the stands are always full, and it gets a little rowdy, and fans are always loud on defense, and the student section's always wild. So it's really awesome to have, and it's a very like next level atmosphere from like all the places I've been to. I think we have the best personally. I'd say East Helena is a very close second. People show up to East Helena games. That's also kind of similar to Havre in the way that they operate, but I think it's just so different. It's so unique. Like the drive-in thing, it's so unique, and like a lot of people don't even come to the stands; they just sit in their cars, but they're there every game, and they pay to get in. They're watching, and they know what's going on. They know who the quarterback is, who the running back is. Probably not the lineman, which is fine. That's part of the job, but
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, um, I guess Danner, I do have one final question. I know you're going to be graduating this year, and you have a decision of where you're going to go to college, and I know you're right in the middle of making that decision. So, what are the two that you're kind of like leaning towards, and what are the pros and cons of that, or pros and cons of those? Excuse me. Well, Danner, I want to thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for joining us tonight.